Bulking, that thing every skinny guy thinks is the answer to getting big. I remember my first bulk, eating everything I could get my hands on, thinking more food meant more muscle. But 6 months later, all I had done was put on fat and I looked even worse than when I first started. After years of trial and error and trying everything from lean bulking to dirty bulking, I finally cracked the code on how to bulk without becoming obese. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to bulk properly. No force feeding yourself, no getting fat, just what actually works. So how do people get bulking so wrong? Well, first of all, eating everything in sight is a massive issue. If you eat in a 500 calorie surplus every day for a week, you'll put on 1 pound of body fat. And what a bunch of guys tend to do is they say, oh, well, I'm bulking now, and they just use it as an excuse to eat literally whatever they want. This is just going to make you fat. Dirty bulking is not the way to go. It's impossible to track your calories properly when you're dirty bulking. Also, another major issue is not progressively overloading when you're bulking. What is the point of eating all those excess calories and having all that excess energy if you're not putting it to use in the gym? If you're eating in a calorie surplus, but you're not training properly in the gym, all you're going to be doing is putting on fat. You're not going to be putting on any muscle. And another thing I see with guys when they're bulking is program hopping. Every 2 weeks they're on a new gym program. That is an absolute mistake. So what is the right approach? Well, firstly, let's start with calories. So step one is to calculate your maintenance calories using an online calculator. Then for the first week of your bulk, you want to eat in a 300 calorie surplus. And this is the perfect number for 2 reasons. Reason number one is that these online calculators are not the most accurate tool in the world. So it's better to be on the safe side and eat in a slightly lower surplus. Also, reason two, at the start of the bulk, 300 calories is more than enough to increase your weight and increase your strength, and it's perfect for the start of a bulk. During this first week, weigh yourself every single day. Then at the end of the week, take an average. If you gain 1 pound or half a kilo, then you are on the perfect track. You are eating the perfect amount of calories, and there's no need to adjust up or down. If you put on less than 1 pound, then you need to slightly up your calories for the next week, and vice versa if you gain too much. And then you're going to go through exactly the same process for the second week. And then when it comes to macros, as always, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. And then when it comes to fat and carbs, you can kind of split this up how you like. But personally, I would always eat quite a lot of carbs about 3 hours before a workout, just so I have that energy to really push myself. In terms of when you should eat, you should try and split your meals up throughout the day. But consistency is way more important than timing. But if you're someone that struggles with eating big meals, I recommend eating 5 to 6 smaller meals per day. That way you're going to be able to get all of those calories in. But please do not be that guy that gets most of their calories in by eating a bunch of shit. You need to be eating high quality food 80 to 90% of the time. And of course, 10 to 20% of the time, you can eat a little bit dirtier, especially when you're on a bulk. Or you can use things like bulking shakes, not that mass gainer crap, whey protein, oats, full fat milk and stuff like that. When it comes to training, because you're in a calorie surplus, you're gonna have a lot of energy. But just because you have a lot of energy, that doesn't mean that you should fill your workouts with a bunch of junk volume. Stick to the fundamentals of training. Progressive overload over everything, form over everything. And because you're in a surplus, you're gonna be able to increase your numbers week on week, gonna be able to get stronger every week, and it makes progressive overload a lot easier. Completely avoid junk volume. Stick to 3, maximum 4 sets per exercise. Personally, I'd still stick with 3, and then maximum 12 reps per set. This is absolutely optimal. Also remember, recovery is the most important thing. When you're bulking, your numbers are going consistently up in the gym, and your muscles need to recover. This is where they grow. I would say 9 hours of sleep a day on a bulk. You need to get that sleep in, get that rest in, get that recovery in, get that protein in, and you're gonna see the results at the end of it. The key with bulking and the key to not getting fat whilst bulking is to consistently track everything. After the first and second week, weigh yourself 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, take an average and adjust your calories up and down when needed. Trust me, the worst thing you could ever possibly do on a bulk is not track your calories. You're gonna end up looking obese, and you know what? All your hard work's gonna be wasted, and you're never gonna wanna bulk again because you're gonna look in the mirror and be like, what have I done? Also, make sure you're taking progress pictures. It can be really difficult to gauge how much size you're actually putting on because you're seeing yourself constantly every day. Through progress pictures is how you see how much progress you've actually made. It's gonna make you feel so much better, and you're gonna see your journey, and you can look back later and be like, holy shit, look how well I actually did. Also, it's really important that you're tracking your workouts. Track your progressive overload and make sure those numbers are going up consistently every single week. If you're not getting stronger on a bulk, then something is clearly going wrong and you need to adjust your program potentially, so make sure you're tracking everything. The absolute maximum amount of time you should be bulking for is 12 weeks, but personally, I recommend nothing over 8 weeks. After those 8 weeks, reassess, see where you're at, and then decide what direction you want to take. In 8 weeks, you can put on 8 pounds of fat and some muscle. It's more than enough time to make significant muscle and strength gains. And also long bulks, the really prolonged ones like 3 months, 6 months. I've even seen people bulk for a year. That is what causes obesity. So really you need to avoid that. Also do not, I repeat, do not go over 20% body fat. If you're over 20% body fat, don't even think about bulking. There is absolutely no need in the world for it. Listen, 21%, 22%, fine. It's not the end of the world, but do not start approaching 25% and plus. It is going to ruin your life, ruin your self-image, ruin your body, ruin your organs. Do not do it. Just please do not do it. More fat does not equal more gains, and it makes it way harder to cut when you start getting into that upper range of body fat. Just avoid it at all costs. Now to quickly touch on something that most people don't think about when they're bulking. Gaining fat and seeing yourself gain fat sucks. You're gonna feel horrible. You're gonna look at your belly and be like, shit, where have my abs gone? But just remember, it's part of the process. And when all that fat comes off later when you cut, it's gonna be worth it. The muscle you're gonna put on is gonna be worth it. So just keep that in your head. The fat gain is temporary. You're gonna come back later down in the line and it's gonna be worth it. Just remember that. That is really important. I'll briefly touch on supplements. To be honest, you don't really need to go crazy on the supplements. But one thing that you should always be taking is creatine. There is absolutely no downside to it. More strength, more muscle, more water retention in the muscles, not beneath the skin. There is no downsides, just please be taking 3 to 5 grams of creatine a day, depending on your body weight. It's really important you do that. It's the #1 supplement in the world. Just take creatine basically. Right, now let's break down exactly how to implement everything I've just said. When you're bulking, you wanna be eating calorie dense foods, but that are still nutritious. For protein sources, chicken thighs over chicken breasts all day. That's an easy swap out, way more calories, and it's gonna fill you up just as much as chicken breast, but you're getting literally double the calories. And then 80-20 gram beef, exactly the same as I just said about chicken breast compared to chicken thighs. 80-20 over 95-5, literally double the calories, way more fat, and it's not gonna fill you up anymore. And then fatty fish like salmon. To be honest, salmon is great whether you're cutting, in maintenance, or bulking. It can be high calorie, it can be low calorie, depending on the portion size, and also those healthy fats are really important for every other aspect of your life. And then whole eggs. Eat a shit ton of eggs. I'm talking 6 to 10 eggs a day. Those yolks are so good for you, so good for your test levels. And also, you're gonna get way more calories from whole eggs over egg whites. And then full fat Greek yogurt. Easy to eat in the morning, high in calories, really good for you. Mix it with some protein powder for some added protein. That is my #1 go-to morning meal. And then carb sources. My go-tos are white rice and pasta. High in calories, easy to eat, easy to cook. You can mix it with literally whatever, chicken, mince, salmon, literally anything. And of course you've got potatoes. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of potatoes, even though I'm half Irish. Don't ask me why I don't like potatoes, just not the biggest fan of them compared to other carb sources. And then of course, oats. Oats are great in the morning. You can have oats in the evening, overnight oats. You put oats in the microwave, you can cook oats in a pan, you can literally mix it with whatever. You cannot go wrong with some oats. And of course you've got stuff like bagels and bread. Make sandwiches for lunch, bagels for lunch, even for breakfast, why not? Throw some bacon and egg in there. And then healthy fats. These are the easiest calories you're ever gonna get. #1 thing, olive oil. Great for your heart, great for your test levels. 127 calories for 1 tablespoon. Have 3 or 4 tablespoons a day. That is gonna get your calories right up there. Obviously make sure you're getting your macros from other sources, but it's really gonna push it out there when it comes to calories. And then nuts and nut butters, peanut butter, almond butter, whatever kind of nut butter you like. High in calories and good for you. And of course, avocados, full fat dairy, full fat milk, as I said already, for a protein source, full fat Greek yogurt. And then dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is not as bad for you as white chocolate and milk chocolate, but it also has a lot of calories in. At the end of the every night, have a couple pieces of dark chocolate. It's not gonna hurt you, and it's also gonna boost those calorie numbers up there. And then for training when you're bulking, personally, I think the best program for anyone on the bulk is push-pull legs. Obviously you're doing push twice a week, pull twice a week, and legs twice a week, which is absolutely optimal for muscle growth. Plus it gives each muscle group more than enough time to recover, which like I said earlier is absolutely essential for when you're bulking. Plus it's easy to track your progressive overload. When you're getting that much rest, you're gonna be able to really push yourself the next workout. You're gonna be able to progressively go consistently over each workout, which is also essential for when you're bulking and for muscle growth. And then for tracking your progress, like I said, weigh yourself every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and adjust your calories where needed. And then also progress pictures and progress videos. I just want to touch on this one more time really quickly because it is important. You need to see how much progress you're making. It's going to keep you motivated and keep you on track. Make sure you're taking your pictures in the same lighting, the same mirror, the same spot if possible, with everything the same. That's how you're really going to see how much progress you're actually making. And then Calories, the most important thing to track. Track your fucking calories. It is essential. I don't want to hear any excuses. Please don't write in the comments, it's hard to track my calories. It's easy to track your calories. MyFitnessPal makes it super easy. You can do it on Notion, you can do it on Excel, you can do it on literally whatever you want. Just track your goddamn calories. It is the most important thing, whether you're cutting or bulking. Track calories. And of course, adjust those calories where needed. That is also very important. Okay, to recap the absolute most important points from this video. Start with a 300 calorie surplus. That's more than sufficient. Do not start with a 500 calorie surplus. That is absolutely unnecessary. Like I just covered, but I'll say it one more time. Track everything and take progress pictures, full stop. And do not bulk for longer than 8 to 12 weeks. I don't care. If you're in your bulk at 18% body fat, it doesn't matter. Stop the bulk. Just stop the bulk and reassess, see where you're at. You know, go for a deload week, go for a maintenance period. There is no need to bulk further than that. Just chill. Trust me, 8 to 12 weeks, your body is gonna have gone through it with all the progressive overload. You need that rest, you need that recovery, you need that deload time, and your body and your physique is gonna make that real progress that you want. So that is everything. That is how you bulk properly. Stick to this and you're gonna have the bulk of your life. You're gonna get big, you're gonna get strong, you're gonna look jacked. And when you cut, you're gonna look like an absolute beast. Just stick to it. If you're gonna bulk, commit to the bulk and go all in. Check out my description for a free training plan, or if you want one-on-one coaching, hit me up. I've got spots filling up. I've got a couple left, so make sure you get in there. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.